Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So in today's video we will be talking about Dembele, then we will be talking about Antoine Griezmann and the Neymar operation, then we will be moving on the Napoli versus Barcelona recent news, and lastly we will be talking about Martin Braithwaite. And we are first going to start with Dembele. So right now everyone that is a Barcelona fan is waiting for Dembele. Everyone wants to see Dembele back on the pitch. We're waiting for him to train with the first team for the first time, and we do want to see Dembele play against Napoli. And a report did come out about today's training session that did include Dembele, and it says here, according to Javi Miguel, Dembele didn't have good feelings in Tuesday's training. It ended with inconvenience and the stage was repeated on Wednesday. So this Thursday the workload has dropped. Now when this news did come out to the media, many people were worried and saying, did Dembele get injured again? Did he have some sort of relapse, or is he going to be out for a longer period of time? And so the one thing that I do want to clarify about this is that Dembele is not injured. Right now Dembele is fine, he's doing well, he's in good spirits. What really did happen to him in that training session was that Dembele did feel fatigue. He felt some sort of tiredness, he felt worn out, and that is completely different to being injured, because right now Dembele is in a phase with his trainers where he does need to be match fit. And when any player is working towards being match fit, you are expected to take on massive amounts of workload on the training ground. And let me tell you guys this one thing: when a player is out for 8 months and you haven't played a real game in 8 months, when you do enter into that phase where you do have to be match ready, you are going to feel some sort of fatigue or feel worn out. And so on top of this report, Javi Miguel also stated the club plans to sell him or put him in a exchange operation. That is, of course, if there's an offer for a player. Now when it comes to this statement right here, this is all complete journalism, because this was only placed to intensify whatever happened with Dembele on that training ground. But like, what correlation do you see between this statement of him being sold and him being fatigued or tired? Like, there is no correlation. That was only put out to really grab the attention of many people in the media, which makes sense, right? Because that is what journalism is, and they do want to get your attention. And so as of now, Barcelona's plans are not to sell Dembele, and Dembele did not encounter another injury. Now moving on, it says here, Dembele is ruled out for the Champions League match against Napoli. Doctors and technicians do not want to force him, and the goal is to get him ready for the matches in the final 8 in Lisbon. And I believe that is the correct decision to make. I fully agree with that. I don't think that if Dembele is not ready, he should not be forced onto the pitch, regardless of how many plans and how they're planning on implementing this player against Napoli. I understand that Dembele can be a fundamental piece towards winning this game against Napoli, but Setien and his staff need to find other ways, just in case it does get completely ruled out that Dembele is not going to be in the 23-man list facing Napoli. And that is something that we are also going to be digging into when we do get closer into that match, on how Barcelona should approach Napoli and how they should line up in order for us to beat Napoli. Because what happened in the last game against Napoli in the first leg, it did not turn out very well. To basically sum it up, we had no width in that match, and that is exactly what we needed. Our wingers were Griezmann and Vidal, and so we were really struggling on trying to get into that box because we had no real wingers. And so final conclusion, yes, is Dembele the answer towards getting a good result against Napoli? Of course, but should that mean that we should force this player in and immediately apply him on the pitch? No, there are other ways, and we will find that out with Quique Setien. Moving on to the next topic of the day, and we're going to be talking about Griezmann and the Neymar operation. And so when we do talk about these two players being in a operation, it sounds very interesting, right? It sounds like something that we always want to listen to, because having two big names in an operation is always going to be very intriguing for us Barcelona fans. Now it says here, they leave the door open to anything for Griezmann. If it is a satisfactory transfer for Barcelona, they will not hesitate to sell him. They're also thinking of using him as a player exchange currency, and the only way for Neymar to return to FC Barcelona. So Griezmann is back when it comes to transfer talks. Like, of course we're going to hear Griezmann's name when we do get into the transfer window. Now right off the top, when we are talking about Griezmann leaving in this summer, that's just another way of saying that Barcelona have wasted their time and money on another player. That's another way of saying that Barcelona had no plan with Antoine Griezmann, and that has always been been my biggest problem, is that if we do sell Griezmann in this summer, that's only going to look like another Coutinho. And that is exactly what I don't want, because that is exactly the type of image Barcelona is going to get if they do sell Antoine Griezmann. And what's even crazier is that I really do believe that Barcelona do want this to happen. Like, I really do think that they're going to approach and try and put Griezmann in the Neymar operation. And it makes sense for both parties, right? Because Griezmann is French, PSG is from France, Neymar does want to come back, Griezmann is worth a lot of money, which means that they could decrease the value of Neymar's transfer to Barcelona. It makes perfect sense, right? But the thing is that Griezmann is a player that does want to stay at FC Barcelona. He has explained multiple times that he does not want to be included in no operation. He wants to stay in Barcelona and not become a failure like I have expressed earlier, like Felipe Coutinho. And the only answer to this problem when it comes to Griezmann and Barcelona is that if you really do want to see Griezmann work and actually become a success at this club, you need to give this player the necessary time. And that actually has been happening. If we look at the past 5 games with FC Barcelona in La Liga, we can see that Griezmann has been much more effective only because his role has changed under Quique Setién. And that is exactly what I want to see, is that Quique Setién continues to try and find a formula to make every player stand out. And that is exactly what we have seen in the past 5 games. Now, is that the final version of Quique Setién's FC Barcelona? No, it's not. That is just the beginning, which is why I say there is no reason for Griezmann to leave FC Barcelona right now. And I'm going to be very interested to see how Griezmann does perform in the UCL when he is on that big stage, knowing that Griezmann finally has an idea of what his role should be in this club. And hopefully, whatever performance he does put out in that UCL, I really hope that that performance really does solidify his stay at this club, because right now putting Griezmann in this Neymar operation is not the answer. I don't think that it's going to fix anything. Yes, is Neymar to Barcelona a dream transfer for every Barcelona fan? Of course it is, but Neymar is not the answer to Barcelona's problems. It is much deeper than that. I really do think that Barcelona's priorities should be to really fix the defensive line and then focus on the renewals of the contracts of Lionel Messi and Marc-Andre ter Stegen. That is what you call building a club. And if Barcelona do want to continue to try and bring Neymar in after those operations are over, which is the defensive line, renewing the contracts, there are other players that Barcelona can put in this Neymar operation. Right now, Antoine Griezmann is not the answer. Griezmann deserves a spot at Barcelona, and I believe that he will work out at this club. And speaking of the Napoli and Barcelona match, I do want to quickly put out another report coming from Juan Jimenista, and he has stated that Napoli are pressing UEFA to host the game against Barcelona at a neutral venue and not at the Camp Nou. And my question is, why would Napoli want to put this in a neutral venue? Because that's only going to put Barcelona in a very unfair advantage. Like in the first leg, we did play in Italy. We did play at their home. So it makes no sense for Napoli themselves to say, we don't want Barcelona to play at their home. We want Barcelona and us to play at a neutral venue. That makes no sense. You're only asking to do something in your favor. And it says here, according to Catalunya Radio, that they have had access to the report that Salud has sent to UEFA and Barcelona. And it basically confirms that today, Barcelona is a safe and responsible destination, and that there should be no problem for Barcelona and Napoli to be played at the Camp Nou, and that is the correct decision. Barcelona deserves to play at their home. We deserve to have a home field advantage, and there is going to be no problems with Napoli coming and playing at Barcelona. The league has proved it. Multiple leagues has proved it, actually, like La Liga, the Premier League, that we can do this. Multiple teams can visit each other at different homes if every club and everyone follows the right procedures. Because if we do that, everything else will fall into place. No one's health will be in danger. Now, bringing in fans in these venues will be a whole different thing, because that will be respectable. I understand that bringing in 50,000 fans to watch a game is going to be high risk. That right there I respect. But switching venues and not having that club have a home field advantage is extremely unfair. So the Barcelona v Napoli match will continue to play at the Camp Nou, and we will be seeing Napoli in our home turf. Moving on to the last topic of the day, and we're going to be talking about Martin Braithwaite. And so we do have some updates about this player, and it says here, according to Ferran Martinez, Barcelona is already negotiating the exit of Braithwaite to the Premier League. Several teams want him, West Ham and Everton, with whom Barcelona has a good relationship and are the most interested. They are already in talks to transfer him. So now knowing that Martin Braithwaite will not be participating in the UCL. Now the club and this player do have time to negotiate on where this player is going to go, because we are not going to see Martin Braithwaite in a Barcelona shirt again in this season. And it is quite clear that Barcelona do not want to move forward with this player. Now, there was a chance that Martin Braithwaite could continue with FC Barcelona, because when the contract was being negotiated, when Martin Braithwaite was going to come to Barcelona back in February, there was a clause in that contract that stated that if Martin Braithwaite does impress and brings out great performances and overall just makes Barcelona better on the pitch, Barcelona will extend his contract. But unfortunately, that hasn't been the case. If anything, Martin Braithwaite has only put out decent performances, and that's okay. Martin Braithwaite did what he had to do, and now Barcelona is going to be negotiating with other EPL teams. So in return, Martin Braithwaite could gain more minutes on the pitch. And many people have questioned, why doesn't Martin Braithwaite go back to his previous club, which is Leganés? And unfortunately for Leganés, they have been relegated into the second division, and so that is why Martin Braithwaite cannot go back to his previous club, and he will be going to a Premier League team. And lastly, I do want to thank his professionalism and his positivity in this club, but Martin Braithwaite has to go. And I honestly don't see Martin Braithwaite stay at this club. I know that Braithwaite could be utilized as a super sub if Suarez does not play well in a match, but in the next season, Barcelona is going to have the re-emergence of Dembele. They're also going to be having Trincao, Ansu Fati, who is coming up, Antoine Griezmann, who does want to play in that number 9 role, and then we also have Luis Suarez, and then Barcelona right now is looking to bring in Lautaro Martinez. So there's absolutely no room for Martin Braithwaite as of now, and let's just hope that Barcelona do find the right club for this player, and then we can go our separate ways. And so that'll be it for today's Barcelona Daily News. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, please like, subscribe, comment. Feel free to DM me on Instagram or Twitter if you guys do want to talk about football. I'm going to try and get to everyone's DMs. I do get a lot on my messages, but I do try my best to really reach out with you guys and like make a connection with everybody, because not only are you guys like my subscribers and fans, but you guys are family. And so again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.